guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, what's up? My name is vianney.strick. Thank you so much for being here. So today we're going to be doing a full face of Shein makeup. So I actually haven't seen very many people do videos like this. Everybody's doing like Shein hauls for clothes and things like that, and I personally have never shopped at Shein until this video, so I decided to get a full face of makeup because it is very, very inexpensive, and shipping actually didn't take very long, so I figured maybe we could find some goodies here for a very affordable price. So hope that you guys enjoy this video, and if you do enjoy this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to join my squad. Let's get into it. I wasn't able to get absolutely everything for a full face just because they don't have absolutely everything for a full face. So what I did get is what they did have. So there was no brow products, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is do my usual brow routine. So I'm just going to grab the Benefit Gimme Brow in the shade 4, and then I'm just going to finish filling it in with the Goof Proof pencil in the shade 4.5. And like always, you guys know, we're going to let this little brow gel dry a little bit before going in with the pencil. Okay, I apologize. This pencil is actually in the shade 3.5. I did apply some concealer and setting powder because first we are going to be talking about an eyeshadow palette. Oh, and by the way, I did spend $54 with shipping for 12 items. So I already opened most of them, but I did want to show you guys like the packaging. So I ended up getting the Shein Sheglam Burgundy palette. And this is what it looks like. It actually has a really nice like soft touch matte feel, and it does come with a mirror. It does come with all these shades and a brush. So I think that this is supposed to be a Naked Heat dupe. Look at that. So if this eyeshadow palette works out for us, then this would be a really, really good dupe for the Naked Heat palette. Because this video, we're gonna be trying out so many things. You guys know I like to speed up eyeshadow looks just because I don't want to make this video too long, but I will be showing you guys every shade that I'm using and tell you guys which ones worked and what didn't. So here's another close-up at the palette. There are no names, so I'll just show you guys which shades I'm using. My thoughts so far are that this is actually way better than I thought it would be. I didn't have like bad expectations, but I also didn't have good ones. It was almost like, we'll see, because everything is so affordable. This actually reminds me a lot of Wet n Wild shadows in the sense that they're a little bit powdery, but they are pigmented and they blend out really well, but they're so blendable that sometimes they kind of blend too much together, and I have noticed that that happens to me a lot with the Wet n Wild shadows. But overall, I think this is pretty nice. It's very affordable. The packaging is really nice and sleek. The colors are really nice. If you're looking for a dupe to the Naked Heat and you don't want to spend $54, I think this would be really good. Like, this actually really surprised me. So obviously, I'll let you guys know like what my favorites are at the end of the video, but so far, so good. Okay, so for eyeliner, I got the Dazzling Star eyeliner. Again, I'm just showing you guys the packaging because it actually came in pretty cute packaging. This is like holiday packaging. So let's see. This is what it looks like. It looks like it's a felt tip. There you go. Oh, she's pigmented. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it is bleeding on my hand because it is a little bit watery. And I don't think it dries matte. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a quick little winged eyeliner. But I will say it is bleeding on my hand, but we'll see how it looks on the eyes. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. So it's actually like very, very pigmented. I'm sorry if these wings don't match. It is very pigmented, but I will say the felt tip is a little too small and too stiff for me, but it does make it so you can get very detailed. So I like that, but to actually create the wing is a lot harder for me, but to define it, it was easier. I will say it does dry down shiny. Like the formula is a little bit like dry, so it actually like picks up any like creases on my eye and it just looks a little like plasticky. So it's not my favorite. It is very pretty and very pigmented. I probably won't be using this much more just because I do have like the Wet n Wild liner that I think is so much better and it's around the same price. So for that reason, I'm out. I did get some lashes and I got all these. So I believe, yeah, they're the exact same pair. I really hope I like them because I have 9 of these lashes, but they were very affordable. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut them and apply them to my eyes. Again, all the names will be listed down below because I know like this doesn't really help you out. Okay, so this is what they look like. I actually really, really like them. They're very easy to put on, super lightweight, and I think that these would definitely look better with a very natural eye. These look like stunning lashes. I just feel like you can't really see them in full effect because I do have so much eyeliner and eyeshadow on. That's why I gave you guys like a little close-up. So I actually really do enjoy this. You get so many for such a good deal. And like I said, they're very easy to apply. They're super lightweight. And they're really nice. They definitely give more length rather than volume, but you can always add mascara to these to make them more voluminous. So next we have the face. They don't have any primer, and I actually wore this turtleneck for a reason because the foundation is definitely not my shade and neither is a concealer. The foundation, there's no way it's gonna work, so I do want to try the concealer, but it is a little bit light for me. So the Shein Silky Ultra Wear Foundation, I got it in the shade 03 Wheat. It could work shade wise, but the tone is like, see, like you would think this would work for me, but the tone is so pink. But I will say, the packaging is super nice, super frosted, nice hard glass, and it looks stunning. It looks very orange. Now that I'm looking at it more, it looks very orange in person, but I feel like on camera, it doesn't look too bad. So this is the Eye Candy Pro Longwear Concealer, and I got the shade 203 Greenland. I tried my hardest to shade match, but there's just not very many reviews or swatches. But this is what it looks like. It actually comes in really nice packaging. I'm very surprised by all this packaging. It looks really awesome. The difference. So I personally think that I could make the concealer work with one of my foundations, even though it's too light for me. That's why I wore the turtleneck, so I could maybe make my face lighter and then make this work. But this foundation is just a completely wrong color for me, so unfortunately I won't be wearing it today. I don't want everything to look bad because of the foundation, so I apologize, but I will say 10 out of 10 for packaging and price, of course. I'm gonna go ahead and apply a foundation that is a little bit lighter for me. Okay, I accidentally matched my skin perfectly. I thought it was lighter, but it's okay. I think we're gonna make it work. We're gonna do like a very highlighted look. By the way, this looks pretty thick, so we'll see what happens. I think this will work. I know it's a little light. I think I'm gonna blend one eye first. I know there's probably a lot of concealer. It is what it is. Okay, this is actually looking really, really nice. It's giving me more of a medium coverage. I know for you guys it might look full coverage, but in here it looks medium. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest all over my face and then we'll see if we can build it. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Obviously very, very bright, and normally I would never add more, but I just want to see if I can build it to a full coverage. Okay, so it's like a high medium. It's definitely not full coverage, but it's almost there. I can still see my under eyes in person, but it actually looks really pretty. It looks like really thick at first when you start applying it, but it actually blends really nicely and it doesn't feel super heavy. So I did get a setting powder, but I don't know if it's going to work out or not. I kind of struggled with shade matching, but I will show you obviously on the screen like what I thought the shade would be. I got the Delicate Perfect loose powder in the shade 01 Natural, thinking it was going to be like a light shade, and it's like a very peachy shade. So I just feel like this is not going to work out for me. It does come with a puff. 10 out of 10 on packaging, but this is the shade Natural. I definitely think that it's way too dark and it's going to ruin the look. So I think I'm going to save this for a giveaway so you guys can try Shein makeup. So I am going to set it with a very affordable powder. That way we keep the face very affordable. I'm going to go ahead and use the Wet n Wild Translucent powder. I'm going to set it under my eyes and then lightly around the rest of my face. Okay, I think this looks awesome. Sometimes when your concealer looks a little wonky, once you set it with some powder, it kind of all blends in. I'm really liking how it's looking. It doesn't look drying or cakey or anything like that. Like I said, not super full coverage, but it still looks gorgeous. So let's move on to bronzer. I got what I thought was a bronzer shade. It's actually a blush, but I thought it would be a bronzer because it's in the shade Affectionate Coffee. And again, awesome packaging. I'll show you guys a close-up in a minute, but I just want to show you guys that I accidentally got a shimmery peachy blush thinking that this would be a bronzer, but it's okay because I did get a highlight kit that actually has a bronzer in it. So we can totally use that. So this is the 3D Pro Face palette, and look at the packaging. Very, very cool. This is probably the cheapest packaging they have. It is just cardboard, but it's really nice. And this is what it looks like. It reminds me a lot of the Makeup Revolution one. So I'll give you guys some swatches of all the shades since we're not going to use all of them. These two shades have like the same formula, and then this has a different one for some reason. So as you can see, the bronzer and the gold shade just perform way better than these two. These other highlighters are like very dry and chunky. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this bronzer. It does look very pigmented, so I will go in with a light hand and a fluffy brush. I did, wipe off all the excess, and ooh, this is looking pretty. Might not be the right tone for me, but we'll make it work like always. I feel like bronzer always ends up working once you actually put it on your hairline and kind of start blending it all in. But so far this bronzer looks beautiful. It is more of a satin finish, so it does add glow to the skin without emphasizing texture. So I really enjoy that. So for blush, I guess I have two blushes, but I mainly wanted to try this one. I'll show you both shades. So these are called the blushers, and this one's in the shade Smoked Rose. It is a white packaging with little iridescent letters, and it reminds me a lot of like Fenty Beauty. So this is in the shade Smoked Rose, and it does come with a little mirror. So this is actually a matte shade, and it looks stunning. This is what they look like. I think let's just use both. Maybe I could use the coffee one as like a topper. I have a feeling this is going to be very pigmented, so I'm going to go in with a very light hand. Yes, very, very pigmented. It's pigmented, but it's pretty. I don't know if it's going to look very good with this look. Once we finish everything, it'll look better. Let's trust the process. But I actually really, really like that. I'm not going to add the other one just because that's way too much blush. I really like that. They both look beautiful. And again, you have your choice from like a shimmery shade to a matte shade. And they're really nice. I'm actually like really impressed. I'm surprised that not that many more people are doing these videos. Or maybe I just don't see them in my feed. So I will be applying the highlighters. This shade looks way better, but I will try this one just to see how it is. It's like very dry. Oh, you know what? It actually looks really pretty. Since not much product comes off, it creates like a more of like a subtle highlight, which I actually really like if you guys know me. That's very pretty. I really like that. But if you're looking for a more blinding highlight, I have a feeling this gold one might be better. My feeling was right. Yes, that's a lot. You've made your point. Yes, highlighter. You're very blinding. Okay, so what I personally would do, knowing what I know now, is go in with this shade first, get that all over glow, and then going with the gold and put it right on the top and really highlight your cheekbone. So I'm gonna highlight my forehead and highlight my inner corners because there wasn't really like a shimmer shade in the eyeshadow palette for the inner corners. Wow, this gold shade is stunning. I mean, I know it's a little much. So far, I actually am enjoying so much of this makeup. So we're almost done. I have just some lip products left. So I'm gonna go ahead and set the face. There was no setting spray, and I'm gonna fix my eyebrows a little bit, and then let's finish out these eyes so we can move on to the lips. Okay, so now that I used the little brush that comes in the palette, I will say I don't love the brush for this palette because this brush is not as soft as my brushes, and these shadows are very, very soft and very pigmented, so this is a little too harsh and grabs way too much product. So I do like the brush a little bit, maybe with a different eyeshadow palette, but with this palette, just use a little bit of like a softer brush. I do have a lip liner and a liquid lip. So this is the Shein Glam Long Lasting Waterproof Lip Liner. I did get in the shade Misty Rose. Ooh, again, very nice packaging. This has the exact same like soft matte touch as the eyeshadow palette, and it is a retractable. This is definitely really, really bright, way brighter than I thought, but I will try it on even if it doesn't match, just because we want to see the formula. So I am going to overline my lips because that's what I do. Okay, so that actually worked really nice. Like I said, this is not gonna match at all, and I like it a lot actually. It's very precise, very pigmented. Hopefully it's long lasting, but first impressions, I really like it. So then we have the Shein Liquid Velvet Lip Glaze, and it says it has a matte finish. So I got the shade Apricot Butter. Ooh, okay, this is pretty. It's like a little pinky, peachy tone. Not gonna match, but let's just see what's up. This looks horrible, so I'm gonna take it off. I'm gonna put on a brown lip liner and then put this on to try to see how it looks with a lip liner that I actually would pair it with. So I lined and filled my lips with Morphe Sweet Tea because I noticed that this formula is still pretty shiny on my hand, and I also noticed that it's like a very light formula, not super opaque. It feels nice and it looks nice. I just ruined the doe foot. It's like a very whipped formula, very, very like thin. Oh, it's starting to dry. I'm gonna wait a couple minutes and I'll come right back once it's dried, and I'll give you my last review on everything and like what's worth the money for me and what's not. So we are back, and I'm shook, okay? The lip actually looks stunning. It is more of a sheer, like I said, a little bit of a thinner formula, but I will say it's a little bit sticky, so it does dry down like halfway. Not annoyingly sticky. I actually will be using this more because right now I do have drier lips, so even though it's a little sticky, it actually is better than it drying completely for me. I guess what I'm trying to say is that if there's anything in this video that you want to try, go ahead, because nothing was horrible. I can't say anything for the foundation because I didn't try it, but everything was pretty good for the price. But if you want like my top recommendations, I think just the main thing that I wouldn't purchase is the eyeliner, just because I really think that there's better eyeliners out there, and maybe the lip liner. I know that it worked fine, but I just don't know. When I was taking off the first lip combo that I did, it came off like way too easily for a waterproof lip liner, but I actually really enjoyed everything. Like, I think my skin and my makeup just looks stunning. Very, very good impressions. I could always do an updated one in a couple months when they do come out with more makeup, but so far, so freaking good. Like I said, I will link everything down below if you're interested. And then if you guys have any questions, just let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love y'all very, very much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.